From Gloucester County College, Comcast Sports presents the NJCAA Mid-Atlantic District Wrestling Championships. Good afternoon, everyone. With John Vogeding, I'm John Mondelli. And Vog, a weekend of wrestling. Yesterday was high school, today college. Some interesting wrestling going on. Tell us exactly what happens today.
Well, what happens today? We're going to be looking at the finals in this tournament, and anyone who places first or second in this tournament automatically goes to the Junior College Nationals in Rochester, Minnesota next weekend. And if the weight class has 5 or more participants, the third place wrestler goes. Now, we'll be seeing the finals first and second, and Gloucester County College, which is the number 1 ranked Division III team in the country, has 9 out of 10 wrestlers into the finals. So they're guaranteed to have 9 people go to the Nationals. And if their other wrestler finishes third, he'll go to the Nationals.
Well, everyone knows Gloucester County is a big wrestling area, but talk about the success of the Gloucester County College program.
It's been phenomenal. I mean, it started years and years ago with Chuck Williamson Sr. He laid the groundwork. He came out of the high school ranks where he was coaching at Gateway High School. Of course, he was a Woodbury alumnus. He coached at Gateway High School, started the program there, and then when the college started up here, he came right over and started a program here. And they've been nationally ranked, they've been champions, and he's been succeeded by Michael Lamb, who was quite a wrestler at Highland High School, wrestled here at Gloucester County and went down to North Carolina State. So there's a lot of South Jersey tradition in this program, and they've been hugely successful over the years.
Okay, should be some interesting wrestling, some local guys coming up, so stay tuned. All the action coming up after this timeout. Welcome back to Gloucester County College with John Vogeding and John Mondelli as we get ready for action. Ready to begin. 10 weight classes in college wrestling, if you're not familiar with it. First period, what, Vog, 3 minutes and then 2 and 2?
3-2-2. Sounds like a long time, so we hope there's some quick pins.
What's good about this match right now today, the first 3 wrestlers all coming from Gloucester County. The first one, P.J. Ryan. We had a chance to see for many years at Gateway Regional High School. His freshman year, he is 22-8 at Gloucester County College this year. Last year, second in District 29. His dad is an assistant coach over at Gateway. His opponent tonight, Tashawn Scarlett of Nassau County College.
Nassau County College from Freeport, New York. He's a freshman, was second in the New York State Championships. Yeah, these two teams had quite a dual meet, John, back in, I guess, late January, early February. And they're 2 of the higher-ranked junior colleges in the country. Gloucester County College ranked number 1.
Of course, Scarlett, it looks like here, decision Ryan 7-5 earlier.
Right.
In the season.
GCC, we're saying, is ranked number 1 in the country among the Division III schools. And, of course, the more wrestlers you get to the Nationals, as we mentioned in the opening, all first and second placers here go to the finals, go to the Nationals. And if you finish third in a weight class here, and there are 5 or more wrestlers in that weight class, you get to the Nationals. And, of course, if you qualify your whole team for the Nationals with 10 weight classes, you have a great chance of winning a national title. Gloucester County's won the last 3 national championships on Division III level.
An excellent program ran by Mike Lamb, who had a real good high school career at Highland High School.
Well, Michael was a great wrestler at Highland. I think he ended up with 100 wins in his career under Coach Ralph Ross Sr. Wrestled here at Gloucester County College and also wrestled at North Carolina State. The official on the mat, by the way, is Joe Bartell. He's from Wyoming, Pennsylvania, which is northeast Pennsylvania. Went to Wilkes University. And he has done the Division I Nationals. You see that NCAA patch on his shirt. He has done the finals at the NCAA tournament the last 4 years.
Scoreless so far. Scarlett looks like he's going to get the takedown, and does. And he'll take a 2-0 lead. A nice crowd starting to settle in slowly but surely here at Gloucester County College.
It's a great opportunity to see some wrestlers who are making that transition from the high school to the college level. Some athletes are just not ready for a 4-year education, 4-year college right out of high school. I know some great coaches who have benefited from a junior college level. Gene Barber being one. He went to Camden County College, which no longer has college wrestling, before he went to Trenton State, which is now the College of New Jersey. See the escape?
2-1.
Of course, Gene Barber now the head wrestling coach at Apsagami High School, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them to be the #1 team in South Jersey before the season's over.
Voj, I wouldn't be surprised to see them be the #1 team in the state.
I think what we saw in the Paulsburg-Phillipsburg match, you may just see that be a state final, Apsagami and Phillipsburg.
1:05 left. Ryan trails 2-1 as we take a look at Scarlett.
As we mentioned, a New York State runner-up.
Nassau County, just thinking about buying a summer home out there in the next couple of years.
Well, if you do your investing right with Steve Anashevsky, you might just do that.
Yeah. You got to have money to invest.
Steve Anashevsky, by the way, is on the microphone here in the tournament.
It was a nice move by Scarlett to get the takedown and take a 4-1 lead. And of course, in college, we have riding time in effect.
And Scarlett with 24 seconds, I believe, of riding time so far. Mentioning Steve Anashevsky's on the mic. Most of the workers here are Gloucester County people. That my recollection is the first time the Mid-Atlantic Zone has been held at Gloucester County College. Usually it's been up at Middlesex County. Nice to see it in South Jersey.
Is that because it's just a midway point, or?
Well, I think that's what it was before. Plus, there used to be quite a few more teams in the Mid-Atlantic District. Middlesex, you see back count coming.
2 back points. 6-1 lead with 16 seconds.
Middlesex County, of course, up
Ryan's going to get at least 1, if not 2. He'll get 1 for the escape. And it's now 6-2.
See Steve Anashevsky working here, and Dave Brown, John Atkinson, Wayne Rochelle, a lot of familiar faces here.
2 Wayne Rochelles.
2 Wayne Rochelle.
Fred Schwartz. Fred is the athletic director at Audubon. Of course, I remember Fred from his days at Deptford, helping out Joe Corby on that football team. He's here. He's always at Gloucester County College for the districts, or was. With his job at Audubon, I don't know if he's still going to be here. 6-2 as we start the second period. Tell everybody about riding time, Voj. How many, the 1 point you get if there's over, what, a minute?
Over a minute. You must have a minute or more of advantage, and if you do, you get a point for riding time.
And there's the escape. Now with riding time, do the officials tend to call stalling or not call it as much?
I don't think you'll see as much stalling called in the college ranks as you do in the high school ranks. They have more of a tendency, I think, to let the wrestlers wrestle and decide the outcome. 6-3 the score for Scarlett.
The key for Scarlett
again,
is 2 takedowns and some back points. That's his 6. 3 escapes for Ryan.
Amazing seeing PJ is remembering him as a 103-pounder, and now he's up to 125.
Well, Ryan trying for the takedown, tries to try and pick him up and bring his man back down. And he does.
There he goes.
He's right back in the match. It's now 6-5. And what that also does is reverses that riding time.
Back down under a minute again. 2 of his losses this year were to P.J. Ryan, we're talking about, were to Montclair State's Seamus McGinnis, who was a state runner-up last year. Also lost to Kutztown's Brian Brzezinski, who was an NCAA Division II All-American last year. Also 2 losses, along with 2 wins against Blair Academy's Tom Prairie, who went to Delran High School.
Yeah, had a nice career at Delran. 23 seconds left in the second. Scarlett with a 6-5 lead. course, Scarlett will start the third period, I would imagine, on the bottom. Because maybe he'll choose neutral.
He's got a couple takedowns. Last takedown went to PJ.
Ryan in a little bit of trouble, works out of it. Second period ends, 6-5.
Oh, man.
So Ryan cut the deficit. It was, what, 6-1 at one time, I believe.
It was 6-1 with that second takedown and near fall points. PJ's brought it all the way back to 6-5. It's interesting to see Michael Lamb and Chuck Williamson Sr. both in the corner as coaches.
Of course, Chuck, as you said, once the longtime head coach here at Gloucester County College. We have a stalemate. Is that a quick call on that stalemate? Of course, the Nassau coaches think so.
I think if you're watching Nassau coach, he didn't agree with that being a stalemate. He thought his man was on the way out.
And there's the escape. It's now 7-5. So Ryan needs a takedown.
You go. Get aggressive. Get him out.
And he's trying for it.
Boom. Oh!
Nothing. With 1:08 left.
And almost a takedown there, but you see that PJ Ryan ended up off the actual mat wrestling area.
We have some injury time. So PJ Ryan doing great coming back after a slow first period, controlling this match. Question is, did he fall too far behind early? Here's after this match, we'll have a chance to take a look at Billy Gibbs from Clearview.
Former
state champ last year.
Yes.
As we take a look at Scarlett. Of course, you see Mike Lamb there talking to Ryan. The other side, you see Dave Brown, who used to be the coach at Gateway. With the clock, the official looking at the injury time, updating the wrestler on how much injury time he has.
Looking through the media guide that Gloucester County College had, some great names from South Jersey who wrestled here. Danny Calhoun from Washington Township. Al Sy, Willard the Bear Bryant, Gary Crawford. What an array of names.
Scarlett now with the shot and has Ryan in a little bit of trouble. Ryan trying to fight it off.
Oh,
Doing a great job.
What a great fight. Great fight.
Nice job by PJ Ryan to fight that one off with 50 seconds left.
Leicester wrestler might have gone right to his back.
44 seconds left.
May have missed the fact there was a caution there in that last neutral position as they come in. The wrestler from Nassau had an improper start and got cautioned.
Did not have his foot on the line, they said. There we go. The coaches tell him. Ryan's on the attack, but he got himself in trouble. There's the takedown for Scarlett. Had to be aggressive in that situation, though, down 2. Now down 9-6. Somehow has to get a takedown and put him on his back.
And he's going to run out of time. There's only 15 seconds to go, and that's pretty tough to do at any level, let alone this level. There's a stalling warning for backing right off the mat.
7 seconds left. 9-6 lead for Scarlett.
There's a caution. Second caution.
Ryan's going to run out of time.
And he's going to finish second by a final score of 9-6.
ready for 133 pounds.
Both wrestlers, of course, as we mentioned in the opening, will be going to the national tournament. That national tournament, of course, is in Rochester, Minnesota, February 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, now we have Billy Gibbs, Gloucester County College, Mike Trotta, Nassau. And they wrestled in a dual meet earlier. Trotta won 2-1.
The official now is Ken Drews. He's from Ridley Township over in Pennsylvania. And he has done the Division III Nationals. We'll be doing them again this year, NCAA Division III.
Of course, Billy Gibbs, high school record, 112 wins, only 13 losses last year. Capped an undefeated season. Last year, he was a kid that just looked on a mission. Hard to score on also.
Yes, he was. A very methodical type wrestler. And, you know, you win a state title, you have to be good and you have to be lucky and you have to be consistent. And if anything, Billy Gibbs was a consistent wrestler throughout all of last year. Of course, I think when he won the state title, he had blonde hair, didn't he?
That was the thing last year, you know. You go, what's hot? What's in?
Two-time district champion, two-time regional champion. He was also third in the state his junior year.
So far, he's 29-8 this year.
You know, ironically, in that last weight class, P.J. Ryan actually was a wrestler who was expected to fill in the early part of the season until a returning All-American by the name of Josh Geary was expected to start wrestling, but PJ ended up wrestling the whole season and has done a fine job. He's gone to the Nationals.
First, Trotta got to the finals, pinning his opponent in 2 minutes and 1 second. Gibbs picked up a pin, 3 minutes and 42 seconds over Chris Catchambone of Williamson Trade. So far, scoreless. We've wrestled almost 2 minutes.
Coach Lamb says of Billy Gibbs, he's everything we thought he would be when he committed to come to Gloucester County College. A hard worker, very dedicated, extremely talented. And of course, when you get a wrestler like that, you feel fortunate to get him to attend Gloucester County College because he probably could have gone a lot of places in the country and decided to take a year and come here. Like I say, for a lot of high school wrestlers, this is a great move to take a transition year from the high school level to the junior college level.
You know, Voj, you mentioned some of the people that have wrestled here. Calhoun, for example, wrestled in the ACC. I mean, a lot of these guys do move on to real big good wrestling programs.
Well, you know, John Garrix, who was here last year, the former Phillipsburg wrestler, wrestled here 2 years at Gloucester County College, is currently starting at Seton Hall University. Luke Belay is from Shawnee, is wrestling down at North Carolina State Greensboro. Chris Carlino is wrestling out at Cal State Bakersfield. So it's definitely, and I think even more so nowadays, because the number of wrestling programs in the country have diminished over the years. It's because of Title IX, a lot of wrestling programs have disappeared. Just in the immediate Philadelphia area, you don't have it at Temple University anymore. Westchester doesn't have it. You know, Drexel and Penn have it in the city.
I remember when Rowan dropped it.
Rowan dropped it. College of New Jersey still has it, former Trenton State. In New Jersey, Montclair State still has it. Rutgers has a program.
Right. Matter of fact, Voj, I hear rumblings about Rowan trying to bring it back. I don't know if that's going to happen. Have you heard anything?
No.
No. Maybe take a look at Gibbs.
I'd like to see it happen because I think there's a lot of talent in South Jersey that could stock schools like Rowan University. They have a nationally ranked football program, and boy, it'd be great to have a wrestling program kick up back there again.
Getting ready to start second period. No score. We have a little timeout. course, on the other side, we have consolations going on one mat, finals on the other.
Hey, break it down.
Yeah, and consolations on this level,
Phil, lace
they
him.
try to establish a true second place. Sometimes a wrestler will have to wrestle twice to get second place. Wrestler who finishes first, finishes first.
I'm going to take a look at the crowd. I see a lot of Gloucester County people here. See Smith from Paulsboro. I saw Rollins here earlier. Mancuso. A lot of Gloucester County wrestling fans here today.
Boy, two of those
Billy
names,
Gibbs' parents are here.
two of those names you just mentioned, Rollins and Smith, along with that Jared Mercado of Pittman, will make the 125-pound weight class in a District 29 tournament, one that will have sparks flying this year.
And that's obviously the best or most competitive weight class that will come out of Region 7 and Region 8 this year, by far.
Seems like it.
Gibbs starts on the bottom in a second. We're scoreless 0-0. Of course, that's redundant.
If you're scoreless, you have to be 0-0.
Yeah.
Gibbs controlling the wrist and gets himself an escape.
So that took Billy 25 seconds to get out. Still looking for our first takedown of this match.
As you mentioned a little bit earlier, Mike Trotta beat Billy Gibbs 3-2 in a late stalling call when they met in the dual meet. Some of his other losses this year to Kutztown's All-American Colby O'Donnell, to Riders Dave Santa Maria, to Wilkes Pennsylvania State Champion John Conti, 3-2, and two-time New York State Champion Anthony Ricchetti of Corning, New York. Lost by a fall, but he was winning 4-1 at the time of the fall, so you always have to be careful. We've seen that happen this year. Have the lead and get pinned.
Saw him back-to-back weeks, Paulsboro, Absegami, and then Delsey, Clearview.
And we saw it again on the telecast at Phillipsburg. Wrestler with a lead.
Yeah, that was a little closer. That wasn't as
Well,
the 9-2.
yeah.
But still, that just shows you. And there's Gibbs trying for a takedown. Lamb wants it. He's not getting it though. And now they go out. They go back to the center.
Referee Ken Dawes just shaking his head no at the pleas of Michael Lamb. Chuck Williamson stayed in his chair, but agreed with Lamb and just shook his head.
Trying for the takedown again. I'll tell you what, Gibbs was in an interesting match earlier this week where you see blood on his nose. We'll have another timeout. Wrestled against that Kevin Rucci, former state champion from Eastern Regional High School, now wrestling at the University of Pennsylvania. I guess the Penn JV came over and wrestled Gloucester County College.
Rucci's first match this last March.
That
Rucci,
one went to overtime.
Went to overtime. And actually, I think Gibbs won on a ride-out.
Yep. 2-2.
2-2 and a ride-out, which means went all the way into that second overtime period.
And I guess I should be updating these records for Gloucester County College. So, because Gibbs did win earlier, he's now actually 30-8, not 29-8. 1-0 lead. Almost had a takedown midway through the second period. Riding time not a factor as of yet. And we go to the third. A surprise, a low-scoring match.
Well, the last time they met, it was a 3-2 match, so not totally surprising. And now work cut out for Gibbs because he has to try and ride his man for a full minute. If he does, he'll get a...
Well, actually, he has to go like a minute 25.
Has to go like a minute 25, right, you're right. Which is awfully hard to do.
But he's very active on the top, though. He's not just sitting here trying to ride his guy out. He is trying to put him on his back. He has to watch out, though. Still has the arm. He doesn't want to get locked up, and he gives up the 2.
Well, he got reversed right at the side of the mat, so he's down 2-1. Now he has to get out as quickly as he can to tie it up.
And with riding time at 0, evened out, he has to get out within a minute, because even if he got out after that, he'd lose on the riding time. As we go back to the center, 2-1 lead.
Trotta, a state runner-up in New York, from Oceanside, New York, a freshman like Gibbs.
Gibbs tries to stand up.
And you notice just on the stand-up alone, much different than high school wrestling. At this point in high school wrestling, he probably would have been warned for stalling.
Trotta, you're talking about?
Yes.
More blood on the nose of Billy Gibbs. And you hear the Nassau coaches saying 24. If Trotta can hold him down for another 24 seconds, he picks up a point in riding time, and that would eliminate the escape of tying it up and sending it into overtime.
That would be huge.
Now, you talked about the stand-up and not a stall warning there. Is that a college rule, or is that just the way the officials call it in college?
I think pretty much the way they call it. You know, in high school, if the bottom wrestler stands up and the top wrestler comes up with him and is attempting to take him to the mat and doesn't do so, in some officials' eyes, within 5 or 6 or 7 seconds, it's almost an automatic stalling call. And you notice that in that sequence there, that they were in a standing position for over 10 seconds and no stalling warning was given, because top wrestler was trying to break him down, even though he didn't take him to the mat in that first 10 seconds.
Okay, 55 seconds left, third period. Mike Trotta of Nassau with a 2-1 lead and 36 seconds of riding time. Once again, Gibbs standing up. Trotta trying to take him right back down.
Got 13 seconds to hold him to get a point for riding time. Stall warning against Trotta, but more importantly, the riding time is now at 58 seconds.
Right.
He holds him for 2 seconds. He'll have a 3-1 lead. He has the riding time. Now Gibbs is almost forced to get a reversal. There's the escape, so it's 3-2.
Well, he can also force Trotta to wrestle with the 1 stall warning also.
Got to put the pressure on. There's only 15 seconds, less than 15 seconds left. So he's looking at a 3-2 loss because of riding time.
Five seconds left.
Gibbs is going to come out on the short end of this one unless he gets a miracle takedown.
A nice job by Trotta to fight him off, and he'll pick up a 3-2 win. So Mike Trotta, Nassau, 3, Billy Gibbs, 2.
Exact same score the last time they met.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with 141 pounds after this timeout. And welcome back, Gloucester County College on a Sunday afternoon. College wrestling, 141 pounds. Manny Aguilera against Ben Whitmer. Aguilera from Gloucester County College, Whitmer from Stevens Tech, and Whitmer right away trying to take him down. And he does. Takedown. 2-0 lead. Of course, Aguilera from Delsey Regional High School. 24-11 this season.
25-11 going into this match. He won him once earlier by decision. Ben Whitmer from Warwick High School out by Lancaster, Pennsylvania, was 6th in the state of Pennsylvania. He's 25-7 and a freshman going into this match. First 2 weight classes not very kind to Gloucester County College, John.
But you know, you look at as far as balance, the wrestlers did get there.
Makes it tough when you lose in a district final like this. When you go to the national tournament, it's awfully hard to get a better seed because you're coming in there as a loser in your zone final.
Of course, Aguilera was a region runner-up, 2-time district champ.
78-22 in his career at Delsey High School. Lost this year to Maryland starter Brandon York in a tournament earlier this year. Lost to Lock Haven's Blair Tugman, a former New Jersey state runner-up. Lost to Chris Perrin, who's a starter at Army. 4 times to Blair Academy's Nate Goulash, a 2-time Ohio State champion. 3rd place finisher in the high school nationals.
Early takedown, though, for Whitmer, and he leads 2-0.
And he's got over a minute riding time already, which means an extra point if he can keep that over a minute. Uh-oh, got a back count coming here, back points.
Aguilera is also trying to get out. He'll get one, at least one, and that's what he'll get on the escape. They even put up the back points as a 2.
Well, it hasn't indicated that there are any. He gave a point for the escape, but he hasn't indicated any back points yet. And Aguilera gets a takedown.
So he's leading 3-2. Appeared to be in a lot of trouble at one point, maybe down 5-0. He's up 3-2.
And he put himself in that position. You see Whitmer get the escapes. Now we're not at a 3-3. Still over a minute riding time on the board, even though they're neutral now and the clock is stopped for riding time. But Whitmer with a 1:07 riding time after that early takedown.
As you can see, down to the final 25 seconds. Must have some great practices here at Gloucester County College with all the talent. So I think that's another reason that the program is so good. They have all these, you know, you're wrestling against great kids all the time.
It's like an all-star meet in the practice room. Aguilera gets in on the single. If he can convert it, his time's running out. He has to take him to the mat. And he runs out of time.
So Aguilera coming on strong at the end of the first period.
Aguilera's 2nd year here at the community college, but he's known as a redshirt freshman. 5th at the Central Jersey Open, 1st at the Montclair State Invitational, 1st at the Kutztown Invitational, and 3rd at the State University of New York at Morrisville tournament.
Aguilera on top to start the second. Whitmer reached the finals with a 2-minute 8-second pin over Chris Dennis of Nassau. Aguilera picked up an 8-4 win over Phil Carbonetta. Aguilera trying to take him right back down to his back. Cannot do it. He's doing a nice job reducing that riding time.
It's now down to 25 seconds and counting, so there was no point at this juncture.
There's the escape for Whitmer. He now leads 4-3.
6 schools competing, have representatives competing in this Mid-Atlantic District, Bergen Community College from Paramus, Gloucester County College, of course, the host, Middlesex County College, Medicine, Nassau Community College in Garden City, New York.
Nice job by Whitmer to fight off that takedown.
Right, Stevens College of Technology from Lancaster, and Williamson Free Trade and Mechanical Trades from Media, Pennsylvania.
Aguilera looking a lot stronger in the second period.
Got caught early in the first period and taken down, and his opponent even piled up over a minute on the riding time clock. He has since lost that advantage and has a 4-3 lead on the benefit of an escape in this period.
"20 seconds left. And that's how the second period's going to end. Ben Whitmer of Stevens Tech with a 4-3 lead. Aguilera starts the third on the bottom. Picked up a forfeit win last time they wrestled Stevens, did Aguilera, as we take a look at the coaching staff of Stevens.
Aguilera, pretty much the same move as last time, trying to get out. And last time he worked into an escape, and followed that with a takedown.
Of course, Aguilera needs to get out in about 25 seconds, or he's going to give up another point of riding time.
Sure.
Yeah. Whitmer doing a nice job bringing him back down.
10 more seconds, he's got to get out.
And he's not going to get out, so he's going to have to somewhere either get some a reversal, some back points, a takedown. He gets the escape. 4-4. Whitmer, however, has that point at this moment coming back to him.
Yeah, he's got a 1:05 riding time, so if Aguilera doesn't get a takedown, he's going to lose by riding time.
Lavoj, were you in favor when high school dropped that?
Well, you know, I'd rather them have riding time if the colleges are going to have it. I think if a wrestler is involved in high school wrestling and goes to the next level, which is the college level, and all of a sudden there's riding time in high school, a lot of times he couldn't ride. As you see a great move by Aguilera.
Big
He
takedown.
got the takedown.
6-4 lead.
That came with about 49 seconds to go.
He takes that point away from Whitmer. So nice takedown. We go back to the center. 30 seconds left. Manny Aguilera, Gloucester County College, and a graduate of Delsea Regional High School. Top 6'4".
Injury timeout called by Aguilera.
Of course, you take a look at Whitmer. He's just staying focused.
He's focused. He's ready to go.
Now he decides, let me take a break. Obviously a little unhappy at what just happened. Of course, we'll still have a chance a little bit later to see a couple more wrestlers from Gloucester County. Brian Brittingham, Washington Township. Nick Lopez from Washington Township, who's a former state champ.
A caution on Aguilera. Stalemate called right away. And notice now, see, in high school, you might have got a stalling call there, but here the official called stalemate right away. Because the official dropped down, the wrestler dropped down
Below
to
the knee.
the ankle. Still in control. They go out of bounds. 14 seconds to go for Aguilera to win this championship. Mid-Atlantic District Championship.
Sure, if Aguilera gets in a little bit of trouble, you just let the guy go and run away. You don't, stalls in your favor, no stall calls yet, so. You should be in good shape to win this with 5 seconds.
Out of bounds they go, but he still has the lead, 6-4 with 3 seconds to go. Manny Aguilera.
Looks like he'll pick up the first championship for Gloucester County College tonight. And does. As he holds on, final score 6-4.
And he'll go to the national tournament as a winner out of this district tournament.
Now we get ready for 149 pounds. Mike Cox of Nassau. It's going to be a lot of Nassau and Gloucester County College.
It's almost a dual meet final.
And he goes up against Derek Warfel. Warfel from Millville. Cox picked up a 41-second pin in the semis.
That raised his record to 21-10 on the season.
Cox beat Warfel, looks like 3-2 earlier in the season in a dual meet.
Warfel advanced with a 16-7 major decision over Chris Moreau of Bergen to raise his record to 26-8 on the season.
Actually, it looks like he may have lost twice to Cox.
He is Derek Warfel is a sophomore. 49 career wins here at Gloucester County College. An All-American last year at 149 pounds when he finished 5th in the national tournament. In fact, as he made it all the way to the semifinals last year. 3rd in the Central Jersey Open, 1st in the Montclair State Invitational, and 3rd at Kutztown this year. 5th in the States as a senior at Millville and a former Region 8 champion, 3-time district champion.
30 seconds in, no score, first period.
One of his losses this year was to highly touted Harvard freshman Jesse Jansen, a 4-time New York State champion and a high school All-American. Also lost to Seton Hall starter Dave Ilaria. Twice to Mike Cox, as you pointed out. 3-2 and 3-2 in double overtime on the tiebreaker. 15 pins leads the team. Warfel intends on moving on to a 4-year school. Clarion, Seton Hall, Rutgers, North Carolina, Hofstra have looked at him. And of course, I saw earlier Dave Guzzo from North Carolina State here, John. He has that Scott Guerin of Paulsboro at North Carolina State. And of course, Dave Miller of Lenape. Last year's state champion and the Outstanding Wrestler Award recipient last year in the state tournament is going to North Carolina State next year. Guzzo here mining the field for another possible North Carolina State Wolfpacker.
And there's a lot of guys out here with potential. Of course, that Miller is in a tough weight class to repeat. He's probably going to have to go up against Chris Botetto again, who he beat in the finals last year. And Botetto was a state champ 2 years ago.
That could be the rubber match this year. Miller has been on fire. Of course, one of the things that's discouraging for Miller, as well as Mark Manchio of Sterling and Tom Curl of Paulsboro and some others, is getting these forfeit wins in these dual meets.
Another guy I noticed gets a lot of them is Adam Cooney of Holy Cross.
Yep.
Just so you know, Voj, if they had that rule in effect still, 8 points for the team, the forfeits when they weigh a guy in,
yep,
that would have never happened yesterday, obviously.
Oh, you're talking about Paulsboro and Phillipsburg,
yes. There was a lot of times it wouldn't have happened at the Washington Township Lenape match.
That's
also,
right.
Which many people think was the top match of the year in the state. 30 seconds left in a scoreless first period.
Which means Phillipsburg would have had to put a wrestler out on the mat yesterday, and had Curl pinned him, it would have been a 6-point win.
Right.
If he suggested 8 points for a win, if you weigh a wrestler at that weight class and then don't send him out there, would have tied that match up. So Greg Troxel, the Phillipsburg coach, would have had no choice but to send his wrestler out yesterday.
And you would see what kind of a decision that would make, because in the Lenape Township match, that happened at 145 pounds. And when you know a match, when the match is only halfway through, and every point's going to matter, you know, you're going to send a guy out against a kid like Miller.
Yep.
Werfel.
Oh,
nice
big move. Got
Right
to
to
take
his
down.
back.
He got 2 back points. Got to take down. He got 2 back points. Big move. Gary Kessel is the official.
Werfel waited till the last second. Looks like he's a little injured now, as his head is on the mat. So Werfel with a 4-0 lead, he's injured. That happened quick. It's one of those lull your opponents to sleep. I was going to say, Voj, it didn't look like anybody close to a takedown in that whole first period. And then the last 10 seconds on his back.
And I didn't see how he hurt himself. He got a headlock takedown type of a maneuver.
It's almost how he landed, because it looked like it might be, I'm not sure if it's his arm or his chest. But you see the injury clock out there, so everyone knows where we are. Looks like maybe his ribs. You know, Voj, you mentioned Al Tsai's name as one of those big names in wrestling here at Gloucester County College.
Yep.
Our director has some ties to Al Tsai.
Oh, really?
Never wrestled over for Al Tsai at Glassboro? Ah, so I was wrong. Did not wrestle for Al Tsai. I guess Al came right after our director, Stan Ritter, left Glassboro. So I'm incorrect. As a matter of fact, you mentioned Garrix, too. I had a chance to see him on CN8 in their dual meet against Ryder.
Wrestled Scannell, didn't he?
Yes, he
From
did.
Absegami?
Scannell, the only one to beat Damian Hahn in a state final.
Damian Hahn, of course, a starter at Minnesota this year as a freshman, and ranked about number 4 in the country right now. He's lost a couple of times. Of course, the odds-on favorite to win that weight class in the Nationals is that Cale Sanderson of
Boy, you're going to out on him there, Voj. Huh? The guy's he's never lost.
Never lost in high school.
Werfel still looks hurt.
Yes, he does.
Doesn't have his headgear on, and I know in high school they're usually saying that, you know, you got to be ready.
His opponent takes the bottom position. And gets his escape. It's 4-1.
And that might be a wake-up call to Cox also. And
Cox.
you can see how aggressive he is right now.
Yep.
I think that was a wake-up call, and obviously knows Werfel's not 100% right now.
Cox from Sayville, New York, a sophomore. We mentioned 21-10 coming into this match. Both sophomores. Michael Lamb said of Derek Werfel earlier that he's been a solid wrestler the last 2 years. He's worked especially hard this year to improve on his 5th place national finish from a year ago. So much fun to watch because he wrestles with a wide open style, which makes him dangerous. And we saw that in the first period, a wide open style where he got the headlock takedown with back points to take the 4-0 lead. Now it's 4-1.
Also want to thank Gloucester County College, Mike Lamb, Ron Case, everybody here helping us out, getting us a lot of information. Nice stuff on the Gloucester County College wrestlers, a lot of information.
Makes it a lot easier to talk about them when you have the information. Unfortunately, Gloucester County College kind of gets lost in the shuffle of wrestling during the Scholastic season because there's so much big Scholastic coverage.
Year in, year out, they're right up there.
Seen some great results this weekend, including that stunning Absegami win over Camden Catholic. I don't know if you saw that in the papers, but Camden Catholic only won three bouts against Absegami High School.
You obviously did not see my show, Voj. I knew that was coming.
You predicted that, huh?
Well, I picked the exact score, but I knew it wouldn't be close. just the matchups weren't there. And I'll tell you who's really impressive is that Ryan Bridge. I mean, I think his 2 losses were at the Beast of the East.
He's having a solid year.
There's the takedown.
Oh my.
Right at the end.
Right at the buzzer.
Carbon
brother.
copy of the first period. However, this time Mike Cox gets the takedown. He was taken down and put those back at the end of the first period. This time he goes right after Werfel and gets the takedown.
You know, and the Nassau coach was up out of his seat wanting a stalling call against Werfel because he seemed to be blocking, just holding on to the wrist and blocking, and Cox just shook loose that hold. There you see the Nassau coach looking on.
4-3. You surprised at this?
No, the intentional escape. Didn't have the clock reset.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you, since he seems a little injured, try and hold him down, maybe get that extra, well, I guess not, because that extra point's not going to help you.
No, it's very, very difficult to hold someone down.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
now,
5-3. Now he needs a takedown.
And
maybe
it
some back points.
seemed like he was putting a lot more pressure on in the tail end of that second period. It almost looked like Werfel was trying to hold on and prevent the takedown. And Cox, of course, got that hard takedown right at the buzzer. And we don't know how much effect that was, what seemingly was a rib injury, has on Werfel.
You see him trying to lock up. Stalemate. Wrestling, keep the clock moving.
And you notice how Werfel got thrown out of bounds, and the referee, Gary Kessel, just waved him back in. He didn't stop the clock. One wrestler was still entirely in bounds, so he just waved him back in. Keep wrestling.
Now
they both go out.
Back to the center, 1:05 left.
No riding time involved. Gary Kessel from East Stroudsburg. Of course, he's the son-in-law of a very good friend of mine, Sam Corson, the former head coach, now retired, of Collingswood High School. Gary Kessel gives a stalling warning to Nassau. Kessel has done the state tournament, and he's done the NCAA Division I tournament, going back this year to Iowa.
Cox needs a takedown.
And Werfel, with no warnings, of course, can lock up and try and block. Goes for another headlock type takedown.
Nothing.
Nothing yet.
That's not control. No control. No.
32 seconds. Cox needs the takedown. You're right, Werfel can just lock up with him. Of course, Cox has a warning, but he's not going to be stalling now because he needs the takedown.
Well, he's going to run out of time, I believe. 5-3. Well, I won't say he's going to run out of time. I've seen a takedown in the final 2 seconds in the semifinals of the national tournament when Joey Burke was wrestling. He was stalling warning against Gloucester County College.
Nothing. 5-3 final, though. Derek Werfel, Gloucester County College with their second straight win.
And he's still a hurting pup over there. He gets the win, but he's obviously hurting.
So he picks a win up at 149. We'll take a break. We'll come back with 157 after this timeout. Back at Gloucester County College as we get ready for 157 pounds. Artie Weiler from Nassau picked up a tech fall 23-5 win in his semifinal match, and he's going up against Steve Roy, who was a 5-2 win over John Edison, Gloucester County College. Roy from Middlesex.
And the Nassau wrestler with an early takedown. Looks like he's going to cut his man loose. She does.
So early 2-1 lead. As we see Weiler trying to get the takedown.
I think Artie Weiler's got to be a prohibitive favorite here, John. He's 39-6 going into this bout. A state runner-up in New York. Patchagoo, New York, he's from. He's a sophomore. Steve Roy of Middlesex from Belmar, not our Belmar down here, but the Belmar in the
down
shore
the shore,
area.
beautiful, beautiful town.
He's a sophomore, 14-11 coming into this match. And if the Roy name looks familiar,
his brother, an excellent high school wrestler in New Jersey.
I knew you would know that.
We wrestled 1 minute in the first period.
Oh my, Weiler gets the takedown, takes the man right to his back. He's got the takedown, he's got a back count. Oh, brother. There's the fall. 1 second fall in the college ranks, John.
Yeah, and that one took 1 minute 15 seconds. Just give me to say his brother Andy from Wall Township. Matter of fact, his brother last year beat Ryan Brittingham.
Thank you for that information.
Yeah, I didn't get much time to get any of that out.
Number 2, the 165-pound championship bout, Steve Foot of Gloucester.
Okay, where are we now? We go. That's the only match without a Gloucester County College wrestler.
In the finals, sure. Here we're up at 165 pounds. You're going to have Steve Foot of Gloucester County College. He is a sophomore, and he's going to be wrestling against Nick Rosenberg from Nassau Community College. He's from Newburgh, New York, a freshman, 22-9 entering this bout. Was third in the state when he's at a high school American in New York.
So here we go. I said 157, the only weight without a Gloucester County College wrestler. And once again, as we've seen through a lot of Nassau against Gloucester County College. Of course, Foot has beaten Rosenberg twice, 3-1 and 3-2 this season.
Which could be a reason for the stalking at this point.
I think it always helps, though, when you know your opponent. At least you have some idea what you're going to do when you go in there.
Has its advantages.
Okay, 56 seconds wrestled so far, no score. Just a shot by Foot.
32-7 this year, entering his bout. 53 career wins, first in the Central Jersey Open, 6 at the West Virginia Open, 8th at the East Stroudsburg, 3rd in the Kutztown Invitational, and 1st at the State University of New York at Morrisville tournament. A Mid-Atlantic Zone champion at 174 last year.
Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble right there, though.
Oh, he's on his back. He's in big trouble. Oh, my. Big, big trouble. It's a 1 second fall in this level. Got his shoulders turned away.
So Nick Rosenberg with a big move early. And that's a tough hole to dig yourself out of.
Points for a near fall. Foot in a huge hole at this point.
5-0. So throw those 2 wins right out the window right here. Especially since the matches were both close, 3-1 and 3-2.
Right, it's 5-0 already. That hole broken for a stalemate. Foot is from Pennsylvania.
From Dallastown High School.
Dallastown High School.
The district and sectional champ, placed 5th in the states. The PIAA or what is it, AAA?
PIAA, Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association.
Okay.
Which mirrors the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association.
Okay, and instead of groups, they use what? AA, single A, triple A?
They have various levels.
This high school team was nationally ranked. Stall warning on Foot. Rosenberger racking up some riding time, and he has a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, and you see this stalling call, which people are going to say, well, how could he be called for stalling? But he just keeps standing up and then doesn't make a move from there. If you're going to stand up, then you got to fire out there. So Gloucester's the one to get warned for stalling. Foot 32-7 coming in. Rosenberg 22-9 coming in. And a huge 5-0 lead for Rosenberg.
Here's what you're going to just take a point at a time, 1-2 points at a time. Don't try and get the 5 back all at once. Still have 4 minutes to wrestle. Foot tries to stand up, does. He gets the takeout. I mean, the escape, and he's trailing now 5-1. I've seen some of these matches where you see a wrestler get a really big lead and then lose it.
Boy, Rosenberger is really hungry for this rematch.
That's Foot in a little bit of trouble. They're going to run out of space, it looks like. Because these guys look big for their weight here. Big 165-pounders, don't they?
Yes, they do. They are big guys.
Obviously, they're on a little bit of a weight program.
Well, it's a little bit easier when you go away to a school, and especially if you have the weight room facilities that they have. Especially when you go away to a Division I school, you not only have the weight room facilities, but you have a training table as well.
One minute into the second period. Foot trails 5-1.
5-1, and Rosenberg has a minute of riding time. He has a minute and 38 of riding time advantage, so he has another point there. So actually it's 6-1. 6-1.
Foot looking a little bit frustrated out there right now. Stalls are even. Rosenberger hit for a warning.
Referee, as we mentioned earlier, Joe Bartell from Wyoming, Pennsylvania. We'll see him in a few weeks out in the University of Iowa.
Yeah, I'm not on that plane, Doge. I didn't get invited. discrepancy over the warnings, I
Well, you
believe.
see, the official was telling him it was a green warning the first time. Now this is a red warning. The table, I think the table thought what a lot of viewers would think the very first time that the stalling call was made. The stalling call was against the bottom man who stood up and then didn't move. And he got stalling call, which is kind of an oddity. You don't see that very often.
Let's try and get something here at the end of the second period, but
Going to run out of time.
potentially dangerous. 5-1, 4 seconds left in the second.
Well, Foot has his work cut out. Only 2 minutes remaining. Rosenberg, who has lost twice to Foot this year, is in the driver's seat. He's down. 2 minutes to go. There's a 5-1 lead on the board, 6-1 when you factor in the riding time. Foot has to ride long enough to eliminate the riding time and then come up with a big 4-point move somehow.
As we mentioned, you know, the 2 wins very close, 3-1 and 3-2. I'll tell you what, Foot's in a little bit of trouble here. And even if nothing comes from it, Rosenberger's using up some time.
Oh my,
and now he got himself in a
my.
little bit of trouble. Oh,
Almost. Almost. He turned, but he didn't turn fast enough or hard enough. Started to get a count, but Rosenberg got out of it.
there's the escape.
The riding time is disseminated now. Now there's 56 seconds. There's no point for riding time. So now it's 6-1 on the board.
We're going to have some entry time for Rosenberger. Of course, if you know, the thing about the sheets they give us is there's a lot of abbreviations on here, but luckily we have the bout-by-bout sheets we just got from Gloucester County College. So,
Yeah, the printed out sheet sometimes runs out of letter space. So on the printed out sheet for the brackets, it looks like Rosenberg, but his name is actually Rosenberger.
that just goes to show you the computer's not perfect, Voj.
Well, it just runs out of letter space.
1:09 left, third period. 6-1 lead for Rosenberger. Got very quiet, of course, for us. We have, 3 more matches to cover. We have the districts, the regions, and then a couple days after states, the New Jersey or South Jersey versus Delaware All-Star meet, which is at Paulsboro or Collingswood?
At Paulsboro High School this year.
Paulsboro High School.
Regions 7 and 8, the top finishing seniors who choose to compete in that will be wrestling Delaware for about the 14th or 15th consecutive year. It's turned into a great rivalry. One year it's at New Jersey, and this year at Paulsboro again, and the next year it goes back over to Delaware. They supply 2 officials. South Jersey supplies 2 officials. Makes for some great all-star activity in the postseason. Unfortunately for the Jersey wrestlers, they don't get much rest this year because their state finals are on a Saturday and Sunday at the Meadowlands this year. And we're asking them to come back 2 days later and wrestle against Delaware, and Delaware will have been finished for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the advantage is to Delaware for that or not. I know you told me the other day they practice. There's a point.
Yeah, they get together and they practice. That makes it 6-2, by the way. They get together and practice. They take it pretty seriously.
They don't really win that much, though, do they, Voj?
Well, they've won, I think, 3 or 4 times in the series. But a couple of the matches have been very competitive and come right down almost to the last bout. There you saw Rosenberger go right in at the ankle, almost a John Smith type shot.
Well, that was a wake-up call, that warning, or that stall point, wake-up call.
You got potentially dangerous on the knee. The time is running out.
Yeah, Foot needs a takedown to put him right on his back.
Stalemate called. 18 seconds to go.
I've noticed they do call stalemates a lot quicker than they do in high school.
Yes. Let him wrestle.
So Rosenberger's going to pick up a win. It's 6-2, and it looks like that's the way it's going to end. Nick Rosenberger from Nassau.
6-2. Foot still goes to the Nationals, but as we mentioned earlier, when you go there as a runner-up in the district, Mid-Atlantic District, it's a lot tougher to get a good seed.
We'll take a break. We'll come right back. And welcome back to Gloucester County College. We get ready for 174 pounds. Nick Colma from Nassau and Brian Brittingham, former Washington Township wrestler, coming in 27-2.
Right, 27-2.
Oh, coming into the tournament.
Yep, 20. Well, he had a bye in the first round. He was top seed, 27-2. So that's what he carries in this bout, 27-2. Only 4 wrestlers in this weight class, so first and second only go to the Nationals. The third place does not go. You must have at least 5 wrestlers in the weight class in order for third place to go to the Nationals. Brittingham, of course, a Washington Township product who was third in the state last year. 3-time district champion, 2-time regional champion, 103 wins, 16 losses in his high school career. This year he was first in the Central Jersey Open, second in the Montclair State Invitational, and first at the State University of New York at Morrisville tournament. His losses to Penn State starter Mark Becks, 9-7, and to Montclair State All-American Brad Christie, 8-6. You remember who that Brad Christie was, don't you?
Yeah, he wrestled Scott Garn in the state finals, I believe.
The Fort Lee wrestler.
Yeah, that's as far up north as you can get, isn't it, Fort Lee?
It's up there.
And hey, anything north of Bordentown's up there to me. Actually, anything
Good
north
move.
of Camden. Takedown for Brittingham.
Nick Kuma from Center Reach, New York. He's a freshman, a 500 record coming in this bout.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, my. Oh,
That's a pin.
brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Not only did he get the pin in
With authority.
minute and 26 seconds.
That's strong, isn't it?
Oh, brother. Boy, he stretched out the legs of Kuma, and Kuma is down. He's still down. He's a little bit hurt.
Well, that's one of the nicest pins that I've seen this year. Oh, that was unbelievable.
There's no doubter.
And that was one thing about Brittingham is his strength. I mean, the kid is strong.
Well, it makes him 28-2 on the year. It's a great start of his collegiate career.
A little injury timeout. Okay, we see Cuomo off. Get down to 184. We're moving right along now.
It's nice to have a quick pin.
And we have another matchup between Nassau and Gloucester County College, Voj.
Oh, how familiar. Nassau County College, Rob Cuffey, a sophomore with 29-5 record this year. He's nationally ranked in the junior college division. He's wrestling Nick Vinciguerra of Gloucester County College. Nick is a freshman, went to Jackson High School, was 4th in the state last year, a 2-time regional and 3-time district champion. And Nassau with a quick takedown.
Of course, Vinciguerra last year in the consolations, quarterfinal consolations, beat Mike Mendenhall Paulsboro 7-6. Always prepared, Voj.
Yes, you are.
A lot of these guys sound familiar.
You're the man.
But he's down 2-0 right here.
Despite the 6 losses this year coming into this, as you see the escape. Coach Lamb has labeled them as some quality losses, including a starter from Penn State and a 3-time Indiana State champion, Marcus Chantubi. Lost to Dave Heckert of Penn State, lost to Paul Malecki of Blair, the Pennsylvania State champ. And he lost to Cuffey 18-7 in his first match after getting down to 184 pounds. Started the season at 197, made the drop in late December.
Of course, Cuffey pinned his way to the final. Pensacola had to win 13-6 over Mike Schiff of Middlesex.
Cuffey won 223 to dispose of Kevin Paulies of Stevens. Coach Lamb said that Nick has made a huge difference when he made the commitment to be the 184-pounder for the team. Was going to redshirt and start 197 next year, but saw a hole in the lineup and filled it in a big way. Coach says he has the ability to place in the national tournament. With his work ethic and desire, may even win it all next year.
That's pretty impressive, I guess, considering, you know, when you wrestle 189 in high school, then you come into college and drop down.
Well, it shows a definite commitment for the team purposes. Had he not been at this weight class this year, Gloucester County College probably wouldn't have any kind of a shot to defend its national Division III title. As it is, they'll be going after their fifth consecutive title this year.
Did they win 3 or 4 in a row? I believe 3, 4.
I thought they won 4 in a row. Three in a row, you're right.
That's because I listened to you. You said it in the opening, Coach.
That's right. This will be their...
Sometimes you don't believe I listen to you.
If they win this year, it'll be their 4th consecutive national title. Of course, they have 2-pronged titles out there at the Nationals. Those for the, as you see, a
nice
takedown. Nice takedown. The what's so-called Division I schools are those schools that have campuses where the student athletes can live on campus in dorms. There are no dorms here at Gloucester County College.
And is that also scholarship for junior
And it's
college?
scholarship money.
All right.
So they're kind of like the bigger, more well-endowed schools, and they're known as Division I. Schools the size of Gloucester County College are the Division III schools. Another escape has made it 4-2.
Cuffey, though, with 2 takedowns.
Cuffey, a familiar name because down in the
Warning against Pensacola.
tournament at Deep Creek each year, another takedown with a good throw. Even though Vince Aguirre landed entirely out of bounds, the control was with Cuffey, and his feet and knees were inbounds. That gives him the 6-2 lead after the first period. I was going to say the Cuffey name was kind of a familiar name down in Virginia. I believe Cuffey has an E on the end of it, C-U-F-F-I-E. I wonder if they're related at all, Virginia wrestlers and this wrestler.
Oh, he has a 6-3 lead. The only 3 points coming on escapes. Cuffey with 3 takedowns. And he just goes right after his man. Very aggressive. And, 2 of those takedowns have been right on the line.
Yes, they have. That takedown put him right in the lap of our cameraman.
And he didn't move.
Grace under pressure.
Chris Marcovaccioli, our cameraman, just off shooting the inauguration of President Bush. Well,
right.
Big job for him.
Hope he wore his bulletproof vest.
Six-3 lead, and here's another takedown.
Oh my! Big trouble.
In a lot of trouble.
Oh my!
Plenty of time to work at minute 5.
Right to the back. Oh my, there it is. 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Big pin. So Rob Cuffey, the champion.
Yeah, and we'll take a break. Come back with the final 2 weight classes after this timeout. And welcome back to Gloucester County College. Final 2 weight classes. And we're at 197 pounds. We get to see a former New Jersey state champion here, Nick Lopez. 28-7 this year, coming in. He drew a bye, so he is 28-7 against Dan DeJesus. Hails from Perth Amboy, attends Middlesex. Coming in with a record of 23-9.
There's another weight class, John, where the only the first and second go to the nationals because there are only 4 entries in this weight class. Lopez 29-7 this year, career 63 wins, which currently makes him 4th all-time on the win list at GCC. With Sterling's Joe Manchio, that's a familiar name.
I think he has a brother who's a pretty good wrestler somewhere.
Little Mark.
Gloucester County College picking up a couple champions today. Werfel wins, Brittingham wins.
Manny Aguilera wins.
Manny Aguilera. So the Roadrunners holding their own today.
And they probably are favored at heavyweight, so they could end up with Lopez winning and Carmelo Marrero.
Of course, if you look here, De Jesus wrestled Lopez twice. De Jesus won 4-3, and Lopez came back and won 2-1. So once again, low-scoring matches, close matches. I think Lopez ended up wrestling. Was it Greg Sawyer of Delsey in the state finals a few years ago?
At 215, remember?
Yep.
And we're at 197 here. Of course, had Mikey Mendenhall's at 215 this year, and he wrestled 189 in the Phillipsburg match. So 215 may be the weight class classification, but many of those wrestlers are anywhere from 200 to 205 pounds. Lopez, 2-time regional champion. Losses this year have come mostly to Division I ranked wrestlers, including John Trengi of Lehigh, 9-5. Dan Bednar of Ohio University, 2-1 on a tiebreaker. His wins over Seton Hall's Greg Sawyer, Shippensburg's Kevin Husella, the #1 ranked wrestler in Division II, and a wrestler from Niagara Community College who was ranked fourth ranked wrestler in the NJCAA. Of course, Greg Sawyer, the former Delsey wrestler at Seton Hall, is redshirting this year.
And so far we are scoreless with 40 seconds to wrestle in the first period.
Coach Lamb claims that Lopez is one of the most highly recruited wrestlers in the country, including such schools as North Carolina State, West Virginia, Rutgers, Cal Poly, to name a few. He'd like to get into modeling and acting, so he's leaning towards Cal Poly. But North Carolina State's another possibility, and with the coach of North Carolina State here today looking on,
there you go.
You just might make a solid bid.
You could have yourself a story in the paper, Vogt. Pick up a story while you're here. Lopez trying to be the aggressor here with 6 seconds to wrestle. They're still scoreless. A lot of closely contested matches. A couple pins thrown into the mix as we get ready to wrestle the second period. Of course, this gym will get a week off, and then districts will come in.
Yep. De Jesus from Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Freshman, 23-9, entering this bout.
Wrestled in the state tournament last year. New Jersey state tournament, I should say. Lopez trying to get some back points.
Placed third in last year's national tournament, losing his first match and then winning 7 straight to finish third, including a win over the wrestler that defeated him his first time out. So it's quite an accomplishment. Lopez currently ranked #1 at 197 pounds, ahead of Lawson Community College's Richard Palkanonis, who was a member of the 2000 Lithuanian Olympic team and a 7th place finisher at this year's Midlands tournament. Pretty gaudy company.
He originally gave 1 point to Middlesex, took it away. Lopez still in control. Trying to ride him, I guess, for another couple seconds.
He's got a minute riding time right now.
And you can see him really working for some back points. And this is another point, I think, Vogt, if this was high school, we'd see stalling on the bottom man.
Yeah. Nick played football for a year at Rowan University as a freshman and split time starting at fullback for the nationally ranked team. decided wrestling was his future and then decided to make the move to Gloucester County College. Coach Lamb calls him one of the most gifted athletes he's ever seen. Has the ability to do just about anything he wants.
And there you see the fans are asking for stalling. And as I said, if this was high school, it would have been hit early. And maybe often, depending who the official is.
As we saw on Saturday.
Good job. He will ride him the entire period.
That is really rare in the college level. Great job by Lopez. As you said, they split earlier this year, 4-3 and 2-1. Got a caution on the bottom man for jumping the gun. So Lopez has to be careful.
And he gets out. So he has a 1-0 lead.
It's a 2-second escape, if anybody's counting. So Lopez has 1 minute and 58 seconds of riding time up on the board.
Yet to see a takedown. And what helps Lopez, even if he is taken down, he knows he has the luxury of that other point coming.
Yeah, it's 1-0 on the board, but 2-0 with the riding time right now.
Middlesex, this is Middlesex sending 2 wrestlers to the finals. We had Roy earlier, now De Jesus.
Lopez takes the shot. De Jesus blocks him. Lopez gets himself out of trouble. Coming up on 45 seconds left in this match. Lopez in the driver's seat.
There's De Jesus. He tried for the big move. He knew he needed a takedown. And Lopez gets the takedown instead. 3-0 lead with 28 seconds left, and he's just racking up the riding time, and that's not really a factor at this point.
No, and that's the advantage of having the lead. You force, in a neutral position, you force the other guy to take some shots that he normally probably wouldn't take. They're desperation shots, and you can a lot of times counter those, and that's exactly what happens. You end up with the takedown yourself. So it's 3-0.
And
dominating performance by Lopez.
He'll get the extra point at the end. Right now, he's just trying to hold his man and shut him out.
Which again is another rarity on this level.
First college, they must wrestle a lot. This is the 36th match for Lopez this season. He'll pick up a 4-0 win.
With 2 minutes and 33 seconds of riding time.
And we get set for the heavyweight. Carmelo Marrero. And Luke. Of course, they had a little mess up on the sheet here. It's Luke Frigali. Frigali was a Pennsylvania state champ in 1999. Both of these guys have met in high school and split their matches, each wrestler winning once. In high school this year, Marrero is 17-2, career record of 32-3. I'm at Daniel Boone High School, Vogue.
Daniel Boone. Have an opportunity, hopefully, to talk with Coach Michael Lamb after this bout's over, and I think he's going to be pretty excited about some of the guys he's got going. A little bit disappointed with a couple that didn't finish first. Carmelo Marrero. Coach has said that he's made a miraculous recovery from an off-season automobile accident with teammate and redshirt All-American heavyweight Andrew Polillo. Was almost lost for the season with a ruptured spleen. Spent 8 days in a hospital in intensive care and has worked tremendously hard to get back in a physical condition to wrestle. That shows a lot of gumption.
And looking at going to the next level to wrestle in college, maybe Lockhaven.
University of Maryland also in the picture along with Clarion.
No points yet.
Frgali from Cameron County High School in Western Pennsylvania. He's a freshman.
You know, a lot of people, Voj, say they like to see high school go to the college weights, maybe add a 105, maybe a 115, 118, and then just go with 12 weights, and then from there on the college weights. What do you think of that?
Well, I definitely think 14 weights is too many weights for the high school level, especially with the smaller schools. And you know, you look at the groups, and you got groups 1, 2, 3, and 4 along with Pro Q A and B. But I mean, 50% of your schools are small school situations, and you're just seeing too many forfeits nowadays trying to outfit 14 weight classes. You know, I think 11, 12 is plenty. I really do.
Down to the final minute, still no score.
And I'd like to see riding time back with the high schools, as you have in the colleges. Mystifies me why we have one set of rules for high schools and completely different set of rules for the colleges.
One thing I also noticed at this level, you don't see a lot of I don't want to say aggressiveness, but you don't see a lot of shots taken. You see the wrestlers taking their time.
And a reason for that is in the collegiate level, a lot of these guys are very talented to begin with. I know when I go to the Division I Nationals, you see the credentials of the wrestlers who advanced round by round there. They're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4-time state champions or state place winners. And they're meeting guys with the same type of credentials. So a lot of it becomes a mental game the higher you advance on a championship level of wrestling. They'll be pretty much the same physical capacity.
Right.
So then it becomes a mental game. Gary Kessel is the official in this last bout.
Which is going to end up 0-0 after the first period. Watch me speak too soon. Frgali from Stevens Tech. And we end the first period 0-0.
And a late shot by Marrero that almost resulted in a takedown. Spin behind. Gloucester County College will start on the bottom.
And I notice in high school you see a lot of times the heavier weights score a lot from the top. Is it the same in college also? Or at this level, kids are so good you don't see that happen?
Yeah, you don't see it as much. I mean, at this level, a lot of times you'll see a lot of matches go 1-1, 2-1. Because I'm surprised Marrero is down this long on the bottom. A lot of times they explode off the bottom pretty fast. Although you saw Frgali there get a tilt, get a 1 count out of it. 34 seconds of riding time. That's kind of unusual for heavyweights.
We have 126 to wrestle. Final match of the afternoon. At Gloucester County College. And Frgali doing a nice job.
Well, he's building up the riding time. He's 10 seconds away from getting a full minute's riding time, which is a point. He's working hard for a tilt situation. There's a 1 count, there's a 2 count.
So this is at this point right now, a 3-point period unless something changes.
There's a big near fall. they wrestle earlier?
Just the only time they wrestled, not this year, but in high school. They met a couple times, each splitting, as I said earlier, but
not this year.
Not this year.
Well, Fergali remembers what he did then in high school. Marrero, 2 losses coming into this bout. Lost once to West Virginia's Ryan Keller, who's nationally ranked, and the other to New York State champion Matt Friedenberg of Morrisville. Has beaten a starter from Seton Hall this year. Right now, he's in deep trouble.
Finds himself down 2-0.
With 1:45 riding time against him.
There's the stand-up. And the escape. You'd like to steal a takedown here at the end of the second period.
Not going to happen.
Well, we head into the third period, a 2-1 lead.
Stevens is going to take the bottom, so Marrero's got to make some decisions here. Does he cut him early and go for a takedown?
Yes, he is.
Guess if you cut him loose,
got to take him down.
Take him down.
I'm sure Marrero is thinking that anyway at this point with the score 3-1. Especially trailing 3-1.
And of course, he's 3-1 on the board, but 1:48 riding time for Fergali, so that doesn't loom well for Marrero right now. He's got to make some kind of a move pretty quick. Try for a throw.
Of course, both wrestlers look like they are familiar with each other, blocking each other's moves. You see Marrero trying to set up for the throw. Fergali looks injured.
Injury time started.
Three to 1, blood time.
Stop the injury clock, start the blood clock time.
Now what happens if you're bleeding and you're injured? Which clock do they use?
Well, when he said I'm okay from the injury, but was bleeding, then you have to stop it for the bleeding. So he's ready to go anyway.
And obviously, Voj, that meant if you have 2 separate injuries.
Well, if you're bleeding, sometimes you're injured.
Then you could have.
Sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
Marrero taking a shot. Less than a minute to go.
Of course, right here, we're hoping for the big move.
And our cameraman does another job dancing out of the way.
He just throws his hand out there. He figures, I'll hold this guy up.
A lot of agility shown over there.
Marrero has 35 seconds to get takedown and put Fergali on his back.
Not going to happen. The way Fergali is blocking him off.
Just a warning. Marrero's got to go right after him, make him wrestle. He's got the warning. So he can get a takedown and put himself back in this match, but he's going to run out of time with 5 seconds left.
And with 1:48 riding time.
It's going to end up 4-1.
4-1 is the final. Luke is the winner.
Okay, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back and talk to Mike Lamb, head coach at Gloucester County College, right after this break. And welcome back to Gloucester County College with John Vogeding. I'm John Mondelli, joined by Mike Lamb. And Mike, overall, got to be pretty happy. 10 guys advance.
But yeah, it was it's definitely. I talked to John a few weeks back, and I said that was one of our goals was to get all 10 guys at nationals, and I thought we'd have a good chance of getting 10 in the finals today, but we got a good effort from everybody, and I'm happy that the more you take the nationals, the better off you are in terms of placing guys and having numerous opportunities to have guys make All-American. It's going to help you. So I mean, it's definitely a plus that we have all 10 going.
We have 4 individual champions today. Now, I know you were looking for more than 4 individual champions. We have 4 champions, 5 second places, 1 third place, and the third place qualifies. That was John Edis.
Yes, sir.
He qualified for the Nationals because he was in a weight class. As we explained during the broadcast, if there's 5 or more wrestlers in a weight class, and 1, 2, 3 all go. The other thing that I mentioned before we came on here is that if you win a championship here, the chance of getting a better seated position at the Nationals is enhanced. Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that your guys that finish second are going to be thrown completely to the wolves.
No, it works similar to the way our super regions work for the high school states, and when you're a first placer, you're going to get the winner of the second or third placer from a region. But to be honest with you, I'm just glad to get out of this and get a win, and then I feel that we got 10 solid guys going to the national tournament. I really think that we have a good chance of placing just about all of them if they all perform. There's not a guy that I would point to that couldn't.
Now there's 2 divisions in the Junior College Nationals. You've been the Division III champion the last 3 years in a row, and that's, of course, as we explained during the broadcast, the non-scholarship schools, the schools that don't have dormitories on campus and so forth, but they're all thrown into the mix. So you're wrestling Division I wrestlers as well as Division III wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it difficult. The team that won it last year was a Kansas team from Neosho, Kansas. I compared our lineup to theirs, and with that little bit of money that they can offer in terms of their scholarships. I mean, they're getting kids that are high school Americans. We're getting our local South Jersey wrestlers who are just tough kids.
And then what you're also doing is you're exposing them to opportunities beyond this level. This year you have several wrestlers wrestling on the Division I levels. John Garrix is at Seton Hall. Chris Carlino's out at Cal State Bakersfield. Mentioned Luke Pillay is down at North Carolina State Greensboro. So you're preparing them for the next level, and this is just another step out in Minnesota.
Well, it's definitely one of the things that gives me more pleasure, I think, than even winning national championships is going on a computer, reading Intermat or reading Amateur Wrestling News and seeing that Chris Carlino is wrestling in the Midlands Wrestling Tournament, or Luke Biley, and seeing John Garrix do well. We preach to our kids. We go on. If you see, we look around. Bob Guzzo from NC State is here. The National Athletic Program. He does a good job of recruiting our area. We have a couple other college coaches that I've talked to, and plan on being out at nationals to see us, and that's a great thing for us. I mean, it makes me so happy to see our kids move on and graduate.
Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Mr. Vogeding,
thank you. Good job.
Okay, Vogeding, an interesting afternoon of wrestling.
Excellent. I mean, the exposure of the South Jersey kids competing in here and seeing this level, it's a little different from what people are watching on a high school level, and it's exciting to see the guys we saw just a year or two ago in the district or regional or state level competing at this level, which is just one step below Division I, Division III college level.
Yeah, and I think obviously for us the most impressive was the job by Brian Brittingham out of Washington Township.
Oh yes, very excellent job, and he's got a real good shot at winning a national title.
Okay, Vog, should be interesting. I'll see you in a couple weeks right back here for districts.
We'll be here.
For John Vogeding, I'm John Mondelli. We'll see you next time on Comcast.